How you doing? There are four skill types in MCOC. Let me know which skill type are you. I will have a timestamp for each skill when it comes to MCOC. So I'm going to be starting as a beginner skill playing. So when it comes to beginner skills, I will be activating auto fight because that is pretty much how a beginner will play. So even I would say below auto fight because when you're a beginner, not only you don't know what buttons to push, you're thinking at the same time. When it comes to auto fight, they pretty much don't know which button to push, but they're not thinking. They're pretty much moving without thinking. So I remember when I first started this game, when I activate auto fight, I believe it is level 19. So it took me. I remember when I did my realistic new account challenge, not as a new player, by the way. I did it in less than 2 hours. So if you're like a new player, it's obviously gonna take you longer than 2 hours. Probably almost double that. So like 4 hours to hit level 19. So when I reached level 19, I realized like I can auto fight. Like what's going on? Like that was like auto fight was like this is what about I would say 4 hours playing MCOC already. And I was like auto fight can play better than me. So I was using auto fight like my first 4 hours of playing the game because I was like, wow, auto fight is better than I am. So I didn't really get better than auto fight until I reached like Act 4 in the MCOC. That's when I feel like, if not uncollected for sure, that's when I start surpassing auto fight level, I believe. So it will take you definitely a few hours to surpass beginner level, which is pretty much uh, auto fight level. So I'm also using Kate Bishop because it's a very good example that Kate Bishop is not for beginners. Contrary what social media tells you, Kate Bishop is not good for beginners, as you could see as proof from this video. So if you're saying like people saying, "Oh, it's so easy to use," no, they're just full of crap. Okay, Kate Bishop is not for beginners, and I have proven on this video. So that will be beginner gameplay. Like I mentioned, it's gonna take you a while before you surpass auto fight level. Probably about 10 hours or so. This will obviously depend on the person itself. So now we're moving into average player gameplay. So we're gonna be using Angela. So Angela is actually good for beginners, and obviously if she's good for beginners, she's gonna be good for average players. She's not that hard to use. You just do your standard 5-hit combo. You can mix up your special attacks. You can maybe throw your special attack one first. There's really not like a perfect way to play her, I would say. It really can change depending on the game where you're playing, but you do your standard 5-hit combo and you throw your special attack. So you saw I got hit there. So as an average player, you're expecting to get hit. So this is pretty much your average player gameplay. So as you can see here, what was my time? 34 seconds. No synergies, no boost. Yep, this is just less than 1% of her power without the Odin synergy. So this is pretty much how an average player does play the game. Let me know if you belong in the average player category. So we are now getting to advanced level. I do think when it comes to social media standards, this would be average gameplay. So this is either you can call it advanced gameplay or social media standard of average gameplay. So this is going up against the champion boss. Keep in mind this is pre-nerf champion boss, and what else? Not only this is pre-nerf champion boss, keep in mind I am using as you see by the title itemless. Did you see that? Attempt number 33, okay? So I'm not gonna be like trying to like I was gonna mention it anyway. So I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. As you can see, it's over 27 minutes, but I did this item list, okay, 6.2.6 item list, and this was using 5 stars, and there was no ascension back then, so no boost, no revives, no potions. This was item list. I can guarantee you this is not your average gameplay, okay? This is for sure advanced gameplay, or what you can call social media average, so average gameplay social media standard, okay? So this is level I'm going to be talking quite a bit because it's a very tricky subject to talk about, so I might get off tangent, or yeah, I guess you could say I'll get off tangent, but we're not going to go through the whole thing, but let's just go through pretty much the last fight. And this is on my channel, as you could see. So let's go. So something else to note, is this really advanced gameplay if it took you 33 attempts? Oh, obviously not, right? But this is kind of what you see in social media, unfortunately, right? You only see their fights where they do so well. Like you never see the bad fights, and that's the problem with social media. It gives you unrealistic gameplay. Okay, that's why when it comes to advanced gameplay, that it feels like average when you look at social media standards, because all the fights you see in social media, it's like they only show you the good fights. They never show you the bad fights. That's because they obviously have a reputation to keep to have, like, oh, I'm so good at this game, even though it takes me 100 attempts for each solo, but hey, I'm the best in the game. So even MSD, when he goes live, he loses fights, even with a 7-star rank 4. I've seen him lose with a 7-star rank 4 in like incursions. I've also seen Pepe lose with a 7-star rank 4, who I think is a better player myself, and I'm going to show you what I mean. But I didn't solo this with Symbiote Supreme. I'm kind of surprised though that what do you call this? I could almost swear I did this item list only using Diablo, pretty much solo every fight, and I could almost swear I soloed this fight with 5-star Diablo. Okay, not ascended as well. So you could see no boost here. It's kind of strange that, and this in the channel, so I'm not gonna go through like the whole fight, but I did do this 6.2.6 item list, okay, and what is this? When my first attempt doing this, I used a 6-star rank 2 Doctor Doom. I used boost, revives, 1,000 units. I could not get through this champion boss. Then Diablo comes to the game. I knew he was the best buff in MCOC and the best mystic in the game when he's on his prime. So I knew using Diablo, I was gonna do this item list, okay? And I could almost swear, I don't know if it's a different video, I thought I soloed this fight using 5-star Diablo as well. So item list. So it's kind of weird that it's not on this video, or I don't know where it is exactly, but I will take down this champion boss. You have no idea how difficult this fight was using 5-star not ascended champion. Okay, the fact that I'm not using boost as well, this fight is so difficult. Okay, I can guarantee you, like I said, if like first attempt or even maybe second attempt, no average player is gonna do this item list. Okay, this was super super difficult. Now when it comes to the champion boss, it's not even, it's a joke now, right? Especially that you can use 6 stars ascended, or even like 7 stars. I mean, it's just become ridiculous how easy this is now. I mean, I'm doing a challenge. If you follow my videos, I'm doing a challenge where I'm using auto fight. Auto fight. I just became Cavalier using auto fight, by the way, in 60 days. But more importantly, 52 days, 52 hours, I mean, of gameplay, and 60 days total when it comes to how many days. Okay, 52 hours of gameplay, and I could have done it in 47 days, but I didn't want to cheat, because if you rank up five, 6 stars to rank 3 and above, you could become Cavalier just by ranking up champions, which I didn't do because that to me was cheating. I don't know how it will be in the future. If that's it's kind of really annoying because like I wanted to rank 3 spot, right? That would have saved me so much more revise. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna complete 6.1 point 6 first, the Sentinel boss, become Cavalier. So officially, I became by in what I think is official by completing 6.1.6, which is beating the Sentinel, and I did that in 60 days using Autofight. So it really becomes a joke now when it comes to Act 6. It's been nerfed. The fact that you can use 6 stars and 7 stars. I didn't use 7 stars, but I will be using 7 stars moving forward. But it's really become a joke to do it in 60 days and 52 hours of gameplay. So I did solo this fight. We can move forward. Like I mentioned, this was not an easy fight, as you could see, because of his what do you call that thing? Indestructible charge. I could not get through that with Doom because he does so much block damage. But the good thing about Diablo, he's because of he regens so much. He's just so good. He's so sustainable, right? One of the most sustainable champion in the game. That even if I get hit or all these block hits that I'm losing health, she's just, Diablo's able to just finish, go back to 100% health, and really like getting almost finished this fight with 100% health. By the way, I made one mistake. If I didn't make one mistake in the end, I would have finished this fight. I would have, as you can see, I'm back at 100% health. So yeah, it is really unfortunate. There you go. I will be not quite a solo because I did use symbiotes to bring them in the beginning, but there you go. Itemless. Let's see. My first time completing an itemless, by the way, I believe, as you can see. So this is really like when it comes to this level, like average gameplay, social media standard, or like really, I think it's an advanced gameplay, but the gameplay you saw earlier, but it's a bit misleading when it comes to social media because they only show their good fights. But when they show live gameplay, even Pepe himself, look at this, losing. This is a 7 star rank 4. It's zone 11 English incursion, losing a fight, okay, with a 7 star rank 4. Uh, Unfortunately, I didn't get a gameplay with Okoye because I didn't have it ranked up. But um, I really think when it comes to Okoye, especially with 8 boss hacks, she can solo at least 95% of the fights in Glitch Incursion. I wish I had time to rank her up and do some gameplay when it comes to Okoye, but with the right hacks, she can done at least 95% of the fights. All the way to zone 25 in Glitch Incursion. A higher health than that, probably obviously not going to be 95% if you go past zone 25, but 20 zone 25 and below, I know Okoye can solo at least 95% of the fights uh, uh, with the right hacks. And you can see I'm just pointing out, even a Pepe loses too, okay, which is fine. It's actually fine to lose in MCOC. It just, the thing is, when it comes to social media, you don't really see that. They don't really show you the bad fights, and it really becomes an unrealistic situation where you think like everybody's like advanced player or something. It's just very unrealistic and not very misleading, I think. So let's take a look at Pujin's gameplay. We're just gonna look at Jean Grey. He has a rank 4 Jean Grey, and to be fair, it is unawakened. Okay, so this is really unfortunate when it comes to social media. When they see like these Kabam YouTubers, they're only using 7 stars and like, and then other people saying, "Oh, I have to use 7 stars. If I'm not using 7 stars, then I can't do this quest or this content." Especially when it comes to incursion, I saw that in so many comments. It's really disappointing that the game has come to that. Like they see these Kabam YouTubers. These people are paid to win. Okay, they get paid by Kabam. Not only that, they're paid to win players. They have top 1% of counts, and we see them. Oh, I have to use 7 stars. And the thing about some champions, like especially when it comes to Green Gray, you really want her to be awakened and preferably at max 6. So I am kind of like letting you know this is unawakened Jean Grey. So I would have, some champions are just better ranking up when it comes to 6 stars, because their signature ability just matters so much, you know. And I think Jean Grey is her signature ability really does matter. So we're just gonna take a look at this Jean Grey gameplay. Like, let me know what you think when it comes to the gameplay here. Is this like beginner gameplay, average player gameplay? I don't really know if this is average player gameplay because I pretty much live in social media. So, like when I think of average gameplay, sometimes I look at like advanced gameplay, you know, because I look at it because I live in social media. Do you think this is average gameplay or beginner gameplay? So the unfortunate part about Fusions is that this guy pretty much he's a pay to win player. Obviously, it's really unfortunate, I think, for players like Fusions because you know he's gonna be, he doesn't have the skills. I think he's still like beginner, maybe beginner to just a below average player, and he's already, oh shoot, god dang it. So I should have went to my YouTube Premium account. For some reason, I decided to go to this account. Now I got commercials. Yeah. Okay. So it really is unfortunate when it comes to Pugins. Like he's already gonna complete 7.2 point 6, and he's still, I believe, playing like a beginner. Let me know if you don't disagree with me, but you know, I think I was a better player than Fusions when I hit Cavalier. But being Cavalier, I was using 5 stars, okay, and this is pre-nerf, uh, pre-nerf when it comes to what do you call this? Oh yeah, you're not gonna see it. So this was pre-nerf Act 6, okay, and I was using 5 stars, and he's using 7 stars. You know, it's just really unfortunate that he is still at beginner level at this stage in the game. I think like I could understand though, like I could understand why he's beginner level because he is a casual player. But what else besides that? He's just a casual player. Uh, I can see a casual player will never be good at this game just because how little they play. I think a player who's a casual player, let's say a person that played this game for 10 years but they only play casual, compared to somebody who's only playing this game for a year but the same amount of gameplay. Let's say you played 1,000 hours in 10 years in this game, but you're only a casual player, okay? Then you play and you have somebody that's been playing this game for a year but they've also played for 1,000 hours. I think that plays person that's been playing for only a year for 1,000 hours will be better, I believe. Let me know if you disagree. So what do you think about the gameplay? Do you think it's average gameplay or not? I personally don't think it is, but if you think it's average player gameplay, let me know. But and really just kind of show you like and he's using a 7 star rank 4, by the way. For the people saying that Jean Grey is better than Mr. Sinister, I'm gonna show you what a real what a what a, I was gonna say broken, what a broken champion looks like, but we're not gonna go there. Or maybe not. So yeah, so he doesn't solo this fight. Obviously, as you can see, he lost the fight. Something else I want to emphasize is like he using pretty much the highest rank possible. Okay, he might have 7 star rank 5 in the future. I don't know. Uh, like it's depending on how much he spends in the game, but he's pretty much using the highest rank in the game, and he's struggling with 7.2. Think about it. What if he gets to 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and he can't? You know, he's not using. He's using 7 star rank 4s. Uh, it's gonna be worse than this. So it's really unfortunate. This is really it's not really Fusion's fault. It's Caban's fault by having these players, you know, by nerfing Act 6 and having them access to 7 stars at such an early stage. I've talked about this in the past, why it's not good for new players to be using 7 stars. So the quality is really bad. I don't know why when it comes to my YouTube videos, the quality is pretty bad. So I can't even see anything. But I am using a 6 stars, and I am awakened and max sig. So but I'm not running damage mastery. I do have 5 persistent charge. So you can look at it like, whoa, you already have 5 charges. You can look at it in a positive way, but in a way I can think of it as like he's not even like his max potential in this fight. Okay, and this is my first attempt, by the way, with Mr. Sinister. This is my second attempt. Okay, um, and when it comes to fusions, I don't know if it showed on the title, but that was his first attempt, and to be fair, even though he's using a 7 star rank for Jean Grey, it was unawakened, and that was his first attempt. So I do believe this could be advanced gameplay. Let me know if you disagree, if this is not advanced gameplay. But this is my first attempt with Mr. Sinister. Okay, and I actually did this fight again with damage mastery, and I did solo again in my second attempt using Mr. Sinister. First 2 attempts only have done it with Mr. Sinister, and both solos. One with damage mastery and one without it. In this fight, no damage mastery, and you're gonna see how fast I'm able to beat this Gwen Master. Okay, and this is my second ever attempt using this fight, and first attempt with Diablo. Let me know if you think this is advanced gameplay uh, or just average gameplay. But first attempt, really. But sometimes when you use some champions that are just so broken, I mean, so balanced. Yeah, Mr. Sinister is completely balanced. I mean, like it's like what is this fight? How long this fight took? A minute and 52 seconds. No damage mastery as well. It's kind of hard to say, especially getting hit 12 times in less than 2 minutes. Okay, a minute and 52 seconds. It's kind of hard to say that's advanced gameplay. So it really is kind of like, debatable depending on the champion you're using. Obviously, how good they are. It's like some champions are just so balanced, wink, wink, that they make fights look easy. I don't know. Let me know. By the way, this is really kind of, for the people saying that Jean Grey is better than Mr. Sinister. Check a look at this. Okay, not even fully ramped. Okay, and I've said this in the past. Champions that are so broken that Kabam cannot make content for them is Mr. Sinister. I've made a video of that saying 4 champions so broken that Kabam cannot make content for them. That is Mr. Sinister, Aegon, Angela, and Hela. And you're gonna see what I mean by broken, and I mean real broken. So let's look at the definition of what broken is. So when it comes to the definition of broken, sometimes it changes. I don't know. It feels like every time I look at it, it seems to change. Okay, so but I think out of all of the definition when it comes to broken champions in gaming, this is the best one I've seen. A broken element often removes the need for strategy or skill, allowing a player to win effortlessly, or a character that is unbeatable. So I'm gonna show you characters not quite fully unbeatable, but you could see that they require no skill and they're pretty much unbeatable. This is what definition of broken is. So let's take a look at it. So this is what real broken looks like, okay? And you can see I'm in zone 141 in sector 6. Look at the health pool. Over 3.5 million health, okay, with over 286,000 attack. Look how fast Angela is gonna solo this fight. Keep in mind she is a 6 star as well, without boost. Okay, this is without boost, I believe. This is a 6 star as well. You're gonna see how fast Angela's gonna solo this fight without hacks. You're like, well, that's not fair. You're using hacks. There are no more hacks past zone 110 in incursion. Okay, no more hacks. Let's see how fast Angela solo this fight. 15 seconds with no hacks. Okay, this is the definition of broken. All right, and that's just really why when it comes to Angela and Hela as well, they're the definition of broken. Like Kabam cannot make content for them because of the Odin synergy. It has no limit, right? It just it makes them stronger every fight the team has won. Look at that. This is polka dot power, and I will be using 5-star Hela for this fight. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna go through the whole thing, but you could see I'm gonna look at my indestructibility. I still have my indestructibility, and pretty much the entire fight, I have it pretty much the entire fight. Okay, this is polka dot power. I have no power from the beginning, and this fight can make an argument the hardest solo by the 5-star. But the thing is, this champion is so broken when it comes to, especially in incursion, because of all the synergy. It doesn't feel like it's broken because you just cannot lose. So how could it be? How can it be such a difficult fight? Again, it's a bit misleading because even though it's a very hard fight, if you use somebody else, it doesn't feel that way with Hela because how broken she is when it comes to incursion. So let's go to the final phase. So this is the last phase. This is ultra instinct phase. Okay, I call it ultra instinct because this point is really, this is the best of the best players in the world. These are the top 1% of 1% of the skill players in MCOC. Okay, very handful of players can do this. Just a handful of players. Keep in mind, he almost solo Aris using 3-star Hela. Okay, this is like ultra instinct where you can move so fast because you're not even thinking what you're doing, because that's what it is to solo this fight. As I mentioned earlier, I solo 5-star Hela against Jubilee. He has soloed this fight with 5-star Hela. He even soloed this fight with 4-star Hela. Okay, just to put perspective how difficult this is, like more than 90% of players will not be able to solo this using a 7-star rank 5. Okay, he is using a 6-star. Okay, a 6-star. All right, I mean a 3-star, not a 6-star. Half of a 6-star, a 3-star. Okay, look how long it is. He played perfectly for over an hour, basically. To over an hour to do this fight. He played perfectly. Just to put in perspective, if I was going up against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier without any nodes, I don't think I could play for over an hour without getting hit once. Okay, this is played perfectly for over an hour and almost got a solo with a 3-star. With a 3-star. Like I said, only a handful of players can do this. Okay, with a 3-star. Okay, and less than 10% of players could probably solo this fight. The first attempt, maybe the first 2 attempts, using a 7-star rank 5. Less than 1 out of 10 players with a 7-star rank 5. And he almost did it with a 3-star. And keep in mind, he has soloed this with a 5-star and with a 4-star. Okay, this I believe is a harder fight than the Jubilee in terms of skills. I don't know about without the skill part, but it is a harder fight. If you let me know if you disagree. You think the Jubilee fight was harder in terms of using the 5-star or not? Because that fight is practically almost impossible if you were using somebody else. As you know, I had no power, polka dot power, and and then you had floor of lava as well. So I don't know. Let me know this fight is harder than the Jubilee fight. But he has soloed this with a 5-star, and he has soloed this with a 4-star, and almost soloed it with a 3-star. So there you go. This is the final phase. This is what I call Ultra Instinct gameplay. Keep in mind, this takes thousands and thousands of hours to accomplish. Okay, these are pretty much people that play this game day 24/7. Okay, so this is not an easy feat to accomplish for any person to do. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. And we can move a little forward. You could see, look at this, almost solo this fight. By the way, let's see, where does he get KO? He does get, in case you want to see the KO part, we can look at that. I think it's almost right here. Yep, there it is. Okay, just in case, let's just go back right here. There you go. Ah, unfortunate right there. So that's it. Thank you.